Hey gamers, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to review Shadow Dancer for the Commodore Amiga. This Commodore Amiga game is the arcade version, and I played a lot this game when I was a kid, both in the arcades and in the Amiga, because the Sega Genesis version was an original game and in my opinion was not as good as this version. For those who doesn't know, Shadow Dancer is the second game in the Shinobi franchise, and although I love the original Shinobi and is a game that is very nostalgic for me, in my opinion Shadow Dancer is better. Yet the basic gameplay is pretty much the same. We must kill hundreds of enemies using our unlimited supply of throwing shurikens and a trusty sword and magic. In this new quest, our ninja is no longer alone, because he had the help of the faithful dog, who can be sent ahead to grab the enemies. Shadow Dancer takes place over 4 stages, which are broken into 15 smaller sublevels. The story tells us that an organized terrorist who have seized control of the space shuttle are threatening the lives of the passengers with number of bombs. In addition, a number of larger devices has been secretly placed in the surrounding area and are set to explode unless the group demands are met. So, contrary to the first game where we rescue hostages, this time we must pick up all the bombs in each level before we exit. Control over the ninja is simple and addictive, and although we not have the jump button, we can go up and down in the platforms pressing the fire button and then pressing up or down in the joystick. We can throw the shurikens while stand, duck or while jumping. One thing that we must master to proceed in the game is the timing to throw shurikens while jumping. To order the dog to attack, we just throw the shurikens while ducking, and the dog go ahead to grab the enemies for a couple of seconds, making them very vulnerable. In the hardest parts and against the hardest enemies, the ninjas or enemies with shields for example, we can also use magic that kills all the enemies on the screen. The music in this game, just like in almost every Shinobi game, is outstanding, and this one is one of the best in the series, possible only behind Revenge of Shinobi, that had music composed by the genius Uzo Koshiro. The game is not perfect, it has some flaws. For example, for those who play the game for the first time, there are sections where the ninja must jump down from a platform, but there is no way of seeing what is below, with normal results in the unnecessary loss of a life. But the level design and the graphics, despite this flaw, are quite good. And the enemies and bosses are very good, with the bosses being particularly very original. The idea of the dog is a good one and allows us to clean the pet ahead. Between levels we have a bonus stage that is also well implemented, and yet besides, in my opinion, is very hard to clean all the enemies, is really cool to kill them when they are coming down against us. Overall, in terms of presentation and content, Shadow Dancer is a very close conversion of the arcade version, and possibly the best conversion in any system. This is one of my favorite Amiga games, and which is saying a lot, because we cannot forget that the Amiga is a system with hundreds of good games.